Don't use a green screen when you're wearing a green hat and a somewhat green shirt. Apologies for the dodginess in my little camera thing there, guys. I'll do better next week, I promise. Hey guys, and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video, I will be reviewing how I went in round 10, and then I'll be giving you my round 11 magic round tips. Super excited to get into this one, guys. I just got back from Rockhampton today, so I've been flat out since Wednesday in Rocky, so I'm bloody tired, but we're going to get this one out for you tonight. Super keen to do that. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. So round 10, first game, the Dolphins against the Sea Eagles. I backed in the Dolphins here by 2 points. They ended up winning by 6. They were pretty good in this game. I was pretty happy with how the Dolphins went, to be honest. Like, incredible season so far for them. So yeah, credit to them. To Manly, look, they played pretty well, to be honest. Turbo getting injured is just heartbreaking. Just as a rugby league fan in general, you don't want to see that. So that was tough to watch, man. I really wish Turbo all the best. I don't know if Manly should try and play him in the centres or something like that. But yeah, look, it's just so unfair on Turbo, all these injuries and stuff. Like I don't know what to say, man. I'm speechless. Hey, like yeah. All right, enough of that though. On to the next game. Panthers against the Bulldogs at Bluebet Stadium. Panthers got up in this one 16-10. It was a very close game. I thought the Panthers would win this, by about 14, maybe 16 points. To only win this by 6 shows a lot of fight for the Bulldogs there, and they looked pretty good too. Like, they weren't going away. They stuck into this game for the 80 minutes, and that's really, like, obviously you want to win. As a footy team, you want to win, but I think the Bulldogs fans will be extremely proud of that performance, and you should be too, because it was incredible. All right, next up, we got the Parramatta Eels going down to the Broncos 30-14. I backed in the Eels in this one. I thought they'd get the job done at CommBank. Yes, I know Gutherson was missing. I know Moses still out. My Parramatta had injuries, but so did the Broncos, man. Like, no Reno still, and for a long time, to be honest. They were missing Dean Mariner, I believe. The Broncos had a few injuries as well, so I didn't think that I didn't think we'd see this performance by them, but they were really good in this game. So Broncos fans, you should be proud of this effort, because your boys were bloody brilliant. All right, next up, I backed in the Tigers here at Scully Park. I believe that is out at Tamworth. Do correct me if I am wrong on that one. I backed in the Tigers, thought they'd get the job done. Newey got the job done, though, by 6 points. So a very close, entertaining game of footy. Knights did deserve to win it from what I saw in the highlights. This was probably the only game I didn't get to sit down and... this one and the Bulldogs-Panthers game. They were the two that I couldn't really sit down and watch. Outside of that, I pretty much watched every game except for a bit of the second half of this Roosters Warriors one. All right, obviously I watched the Dragons Rabbitohs game. Injuries, man. Injuries have just killed us. So we'll start with the Rabbitohs. Obviously, I back in my boys week in, week out, regardless of how bad they're playing. I'm going to stick by them always. And this was very disappointing to see. Look, again, I will say I know that injuries, they're not helping. I think 15 out of our top 30 players got injured. We've had to bring up reserve graders like Matt French and Deontay Alpa. We've had to recruit through the Townsville Blackhawks, who we've got an affiliation with. We brought in, I can't think of his last name now, Shibasaki. So, we're struggling, man. We're struggling. But, I thought there was parts in this game where we were brave, where we tried our heart out. And I'm proud of the effort, like the improvement and effort we've put in this game. But boy, we've still got a lot to work on. Credit to the Dragons, though. The Dragons, they played very well in this game. They were composed. They really did dig deep and play well in this. And to their credit, man, they're a pretty good team this season. So I think a lot of people underestimated St. George. So, yeah, Dragons absolutely deserve to win this. And to be fair, I think they probably deserved this one 28-6, not 28-14. There are a couple of tries there we probably shouldn't have scored. We were lucky too. A couple of tries that we probably shouldn't have let in as well. Look, Latrell Mitchell, I thought, had a good game outside of a few brain farts in the try line there, trying to ground the footy. But outside of that, I thought he was fine in his first game back. I think he will continue to improve. I really do. So we'll talk about Rabbitohs in a second. All right, and then we've got the Storm against the Sharks at Amy Park. I tipped Storm at the start of last week, and I've gone, you know what, I'm going to change my tip. So I changed my tip, and I was going to comment and say I've changed the tip. And then I saw Nicho Hynes was out, and I've gone, no, I'm backing in the Storm here. I reckon they get the job done. Cronulla were incredible. And in my opinion, Cronulla are the team to beat at the moment. They are flying. And I know they haven't played your top tier like the Panthers, but you know, this Storm team's pretty good, man. I know they're missing Jerome Hughes, and I know they're missing Ryan Pappenhausen, but they're still a bloody good team. And this is a Cronulla Sharks team without Nicho Hynes, who is arguably one of the best sevens in the comp. So to be missing Nicho and still get this game, and still get this win in Melbourne is incredible for the Sharks. So I should have just stuck with my tip there, or my second tip, because I went Storm, Sharks back to Storm. So I should have just stuck with it once I changed it the first time, just told you. But yes, Storm got the job done there. Sharks got the job done there. Storm were very disappointing. All right, next up, Roosters and Warriors. The Roosters first, it was like 15 minutes. I think it was 24-0 or 22-0. It was incredible, man. Dom Young had like 2 tries, 6 tackle breaks, 4 line breaks, and 150-odd metres in that first 15. And then they sort of simmered down a little bit, but really good start. Really, really good start from the Roosters. I thought they'd win this and win it well, and they did. So credit to them. Very, very good start there. I thought they probably should have put the foot down a little bit and gone on with this game a bit more. So I do think that the 20-point win actually flatters the Warriors a little bit, as crazy as that sounds. Warriors were not great in this game whatsoever. And the Roosters, yeah, they made them pay. I probably should have made them pay a little bit more. Titans and Cowboys, man, the Titans. I've got to say, this team has become so resilient. Defensively, they have turned their season around. They had no players left on the bench in, say, the last 5 minutes of this game. And somehow they ended up getting the win. The Cowboys scored 3 tries in the last 12 minutes, I think. And, yeah, the Titans, they looked like they were gone. And then Sam Verrills just puts his body on the line to get the win here for the Titans. And you know what? If there's any team that deserved this win, it is the Gold Coast Titans. So credit to them. That is another tip right. And we move on to round 11. Magic round at Suncorp Stadium. Let's get into it, guys. All right, here we go. So, first of the Friday night games, we've got the Canberra Raiders against the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Now, the Raiders have won 6 of their last 6 games against the Bulldogs by an average of 8 points. The Dogs, they do tend to keep it pretty close in this one, and I do think that is going to be the case here. I'm actually going to tip them by 8, funnily enough. I do think the Raiders get the job done here at Suncorp. I think they will be too good for the Bulldogs, but I don't think it'll be by much. I think this is going to be one of those real gritty games. I think maybe even like a 14-6 sort of scoreline, not a big scoreline. That's just my opinion. I know both these sides can attack, but I do think that they keep this one pretty close here, to be honest. All right, next up, we've got the Sea Eagles against the Broncos. It is a home game for the Sea Eagles, but it's at Suncorp. You guys all know that. It's been happening the last few years. No turbo for the Sea Eagles. Broncos will still be missing Renault. And I'd say Mariner is still out as well. So, look, both sides have significant injuries. And, look, Manly, if this was a brookie, I'd probably sway towards the Sea Eagles. But it's at Suncorp. I've got to back the Broncos here. Broncos have won 3 out of their last 5 games against the Seagulls. Broncos' winning margin is 27 points. Manly's winning margin in the 2 games that they have won is 23 points. So yeah, it's definitely up for grabs for both sides, let's be honest here. But I think the Broncos will be too good here. We'll get the margins and all that later. Next up, we've got the first of the Saturday games, the Gold Coast Titans against the Newcastle Knights. In the last 7 games, the Knights have won 3 out of their last 7, meaning the Knights have won 4 out of their last 7. Titans have only won 2 games this season, whereas the Knights have won 5. Now, the Titans actually slightly have a slightly better average winning margin in these games. They win by 22 points, whereas the Knights win by 21. So, look, I don't think this is going to be a blowout by any side, to be honest. I think it'll be kept relatively close. I'm backing the Titans in here. I do think they'll get the job done. I think this will be a high-scoring game. So, like maybe a 38-30 game to the Titans there. But, I do think it'll be relatively close. All right, next up, we've got the Cronulla Sharks against the Sydney Roosters. I think this game is going to be an absolute cracker. The Roosters have won 4 of their last 5 games against the Sharks, so meaning the Sharks have only won 1, but it was the last time they met in round 7 of 2023 where Cronulla won that one by 10 points. Now, the Sharks are in red-hot form. They have won their last 6 games, I believe, of the season. It might be 5. Yeah, it might be 5, but they've won their last 5 games. That's for certain. And the Roosters so they're winning games in the last 3. 60-18 against the Dragons, 40-18 against the Broncos, and then 38-18 against the Warriors today. Now, I'm going to back in Cronulla. I do think they win this game. I think I think this is going to be the game of the round here. So I am backing in the Sharkies. But I think this is going to be like a 16-18 point win here for Cronulla. Ironically, the Roosters' last 4 games, the team they've played has finished with 18 points. So I'd be putting the Sharks down for an 18-point finish there. So that's just a little bit of banter there. But look, I do think Cronulla win this one here. All right, next up, we've got the South Sydney Rabbitohs against the North Queensland Cowboys. Over the last 5 games, the Rabbitohs have won 4 out of their last 5. Cowboys winning 1 out of their last 5, obviously. Both sides have actually lost 5 games in a row, or their last 5 games in a row this season. So both sides going into this game out of form. Rabbitohs missing a team list of players. Like, they've got at least 13 players injured going into this game. So I believe they've even called up James Tarmow from Townsville Blackhawks. I don't think that's official yet. But yeah, it's wild. It's wild how many injuries we have. In saying that, I am backing us in. I always back us in. But I'm actually really confident about this. I believe the stat is we've never lost at Magic Round, and I think that continues. I reckon we bounce back in a big way over the Cowboys there. Watch this space. So, Rabbitohs for me in that one. All right, 3 games on the Sunday, starting off with the 1:50 p.m. game. We've got the Warriors against the Panthers. Should be a pretty good game. However, the Panthers have won their last 7 games against the Warriors. The Warriors have been pretty disappointing against Penrith, and they've been pretty disappointing this year. They haven't won a game since round 5 when they tailed up the Rabbitohs. They then drew with Manly, and after that they've lost 4 in a row. So the Warriors have been extremely disappointing, and I can't see a world where the Panthers lose this one. So I'm backing in Penrith to beat the Warriors. All right, next up we've got the Melbourne Storm against the Parramatta Eels. Parramatta have actually won 5 of their last 8 games against the Storm. However, Storm, when they do win, they win well. So the Parramatta Eels' average winning margin over the last 5 years against Storm is only 9 points, whereas Storm's average winning margin over Para is 30 points. So that is incredible, by the way. But yeah, I think Storm do win this one. I reckon it could be a cricket score put on here because Bellamy is going to absolutely rip them a new one after that poor performance against the Sharks. So I think that there could be a bit of a cricket score put on Parramatta this coming weekend at Suncorp Stadium. All right, to round out Magic Round, we've got the Tigers against the Dolphins. They last met in round 5 of 2024 where the Dolphins won 26-16. Last year, the Tigers actually won this fixture by 1 point in round 25 of 2023. Dolphins are a lot better this season than the Tigers. That's no debate there. And at Suncorp Stadium, which is the Dolphins' second home stadium, I think the Dolphins end up winning this one here. So let's go over my tips once again, guys. We'll go through 1 to 12 or 13 plus. So Raiders, obviously 1 to 12 winners over the Bulldogs in this one. And I'm going to back in, I reckon we see Hudson Young cross in this one. So Hudson Young is my anytime try scorer there. For the Broncos Seagulls, I'm going to say Reece Walsh gets a try in that one. And Broncos win this one. I'm going to say 13 plus. Pretty confident Broncos win that one 13 plus. Titans and Knights, again, as I said, I think this one will blow out a bit in terms of the score, not the margin. I think the Titans win this one. I'm going to say 1 to 12, and we'll go with, I'm going to go Brian Kelly as an anytime try scorer. Sharks and Roosters, I think this will be a 1 to 12 game. I actually think this will be like a 1 to 4 game. I can't split these two, to be honest. I think this one will be like, maybe the Sharks will be like $1.92 or a bit, $1.88 to $1.92 favourites here. I think the bookies will have a very tight game planned here. So Sharkies 1 to 12, and I'm going to say we see Britton Nikora score anytime for the Sharks. Rabbitohs and Cowboys, Bunnies in this one. I'm going all out, baby. I'm going all out. I'm backing the Rabbitohs 13 plus. And Cody Walker and Latrell are going to have a field day in this game. I'm backing them, man. I'm backing them hard here. Rabbitohs to win 13 plus. Latrell Mitchell and Cody Walker, anytime try scorers. Backing my team in, baby. And then we've got the Panthers Warriors. I don't think this will be a blowout. I'm going to say Panthers by 12 points on the real high end of a 1 to 12 here. Like, you can't get any higher of a 1 to 12. I'm going to go Brian Tutto anytime there. Storm and Parramatta, backing in Storm in this one, 13 plus. And I'm going to say, give me Ramus Smith anytime try scorer. And then to round it up, Dolphins, I'm going to go 13 plus. I'm going to go 13 plus. I'm going to say Jermaine Asako scores anytime. All right, guys, let me know who you're tipping down below. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.